Rahim, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and good evening all over this planet of the earth, most particularly from Teknaf to Tetulia and Rupsa to Pathuria. All of you know I fell in most difficult problem for this moment. This is because few students of this particular country in written sector requested me to take class in international affairs in English medium. This is because they thought over a little that if they participate in written examination in English medium, through English medium, they can cut down a good finger and can boost and maximize their marks in written test. But scenario is very difficult in this particular country. This is only because there is no system in this particular country to conduct class, written class in English medium, most particularly in international affairs. Because approximate 100% coaching and teaching system conducted in Bengali medium, and they got to have a compact and concrete logic that approximate 100% viva conducted in English, and in viva voce most of the anchor and regulator asking their question on the basis on Bangladesh affairs and international affairs. So if they would be habituated in participating international affairs in written media, in English medium, in written sector, they can maximize their performance in viva voce. As they requested me, so I decided to take class in written in international affairs. So before starting my class, I just like to disseminate, I just like to present all this particular syllabus and marking pattern and question pattern of international affairs in written test. Here in written test, it contains approximate 100 marks, completely 100 marks. But don't forget one important things. If you surpass the written test, you can get approximate 200 marks viva voce, and half of the marks contained in international affairs. So just think over a little that for your next BCS journey, there is 200 marks ahead on the basis of international affairs. In international affairs written test, there is approximate totally 100 marks, and this marking pattern is divided into 3 segments. First segment is concept. And in concept you can maximize 14 marks. 14 marks. The examining body, the Public Service Commission, will offer 12 questions, and you should have to answer 10 questions out of 12 if you want to maximize your marks. And this particular concept contains 4 marks in every single possible segment. You ought to provide answer of 10 questions. That means all the sum of this particular mark based on concept will generate 14 marks. And for answering in concept sector question, you have to memorize, you have to learn by heart, you have to understand approximate 7 particular chapter, and 7 particular chapter will provide approximate 10 concept. First, remember one important thing. From 35 BCS to 45 BCS, this particular chapter received approximate 20 marks question. And second chapter is in the world. This is contain 40 marks. So who is the part, who is the segment, who is the fraction, who is the concept in international affairs, international politics, international relations, and international affairs? And second chapter contains 14 marks, and third chapter if you want to provide 100% efforts in first chapter, Introduction to International Affairs, you ought to provide 200% effort in actors in the world. And if you provide 100% effort in Introduction to International Affairs and 200% in actors in the world, you should have to provide 300% effort in power and security. This is because from 35 BCS to 40 BCS, approximate 52 marks. 52 marks common in this particular chapter. Number 4. Major idea and ideologies. Major idea and ideologies. 24 marks. And little letters. Foreign policy and diplomacy. 14 marks. Six. International economics relations. 16. The situation of this particular weather and climate is really charming and nice. There is able to rain in cats and dogs, but forget all that important factor matters in this particular nice weather. We can carry and conduct our total class. Just think about the concept. Here is in Introduction to International Affairs. International Affairs contain 20 marks from 35 BCS to 40 BCS. There was a 4 question contained 12 marks. Actors in the world from 35 BCS to 40 BCS, they contain 14 marks. If you want to provide 100% effort here, you can provide 200% effort here in actors in the world. And power and security contain 52 marks. That means it requires 300% effort. Major idea and ideology. Major idea and ideology contains 24 marks. That means 5 questions come. Little later, foreign policy and diplomacy, 10 questions come. That means it's one of the most significant chapters. Foreign policy and diplomacy. And little later, international economic relations contain 16 marks. That means if you want to provide maximum effort to get the maximum marks in concept, you should have to provide your total and wholehearted effort in international economic relations. And little later, global environment. 4 questions came for 16 marks. 4 questions came for 16 marks. Now, try to make a screenshot. I can erase all these particular matters. Make a screenshot. Now our today's journey will be introduction to international affairs. Although there come a little bit amount of marks in every examination, there is only one question for 4 marks in introduction to international affairs, but it's a fundamental things and basic things. This particular chapter, Introduction to International Affairs, contain approximate 3 concepts. The first concept is international affairs. International affairs. What is international affairs?